to be someday in a world where we are free. Maybe just in time for you and me. Someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas we will not fail. Hey, we'll be gone.
Woo! Good morning. Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. You can listen to us on 103.5 WNHH, and we're live streaming across the New Haven Independent and Facebook and YouTube and X and Twitch and wherever else Harry has us parked. We had the holiday party, the LoveTalk New Haven Independent WNHH holiday party yesterday, and it was a stone gas honey, where we do this little Santa swap, secret Santa. So that was nice. It's always good to see folks and be in communion with folks. I had the good pleasure and the good fortune to have lunch with Fahad before the party. So I didn't get a chance to eat at the party because I was full. Although I did eat Paul's ginger muffins, and they were good. I would put a little more sugar, Paul, just a tad bit more sugar. But but other than that, they were yummy. I should have taken a couple to have with my breakfast, my coffee this morning. Well, I don't have any coffee. I have coffee. I didn't grind it. So I could have snagged one for my tea because I could use one with my tea this morning. And I'd have been thinking I would have did it. I would have scammed one for my breakfast. It would come in handy right about now. So it's Thursday, 10 o'clock, 10:15. I've got Lieutenant Governor Susan Bicewicz coming on at 10:15 to recap the legislative season. What did they do all year? So she's gonna come on and talk about that. I believe the governor was on LoveTalk the other day, chatting it up. I don't know if Paul's gonna entertain him, but they're making their rounds. Oh. All right. Take care of it. Jeez. Louise. Anyway, so that's where we are. And that's today. So we're caroling tonight. Did you know that today is a National Caroling Day? So, ha ha ha. I think Mindy sent that to me this morning. She sent me a text this morning saying, did I know it was National Caroling Day? No, I did not know, Mindy, that it was National Caroling Day. But that's a good thing to know, I guess. Yeah, Mindy. Well, somebody sent me the message. Who the hell sent it to me? Somebody sent me a message about maybe it was Joanne. Somebody sent me a message this morning telling me it was National Caroling Day. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. And then I think I respond. Oh, Natalie Judd. I'm sorry. Natalie Judd sent me a message telling me today is National Caroling Day. And the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. Okay. I'm going to take that message to heart. I'm definitely going to take that message to heart. So, way to go. So, yeah, so we're caroling tonight. And it's a good hour. That's about it. We'll swing around the neighborhood, sing a couple of songs, sing about 10 songs, and call it a night. And listen, this is the season, and it really does get you in the holiday spirit. It's just a pause. When you go caroling, it's just a pause. It doesn't cure cancer, it doesn't stop wars, it doesn't, put food on anybody's table. It won't help you lose weight, although the walking might. It's just a pause. And it's just to remind yourself that we sing the season. That's it. That's all caroling is. You get in community with some folks and you sing the season. And I think that's a lovely thing. And here's the other part too. And I was talking about this with Fahad yesterday over lunch. The children that came out last night, their parents opened their door and then they ran and got their children to stand in the door with them. Like we saw this over and over and over again on Tuesday. And then it struck me that this is a neighborhood where this kind of thing doesn't happen. So now these kids, these little kids, have a point of reference for carolers coming to their door and singing songs that they're already singing, if they're lucky enough, in school. You know how when I was a kid, the holidays, you'd learn Christmas songs and then you'd sing them at the assembly, like some Christmas assembly or something or other. I don't know if they do that in schools anymore. I know my kids did it because they went to parochial school. So parochial school is all about, religion and religiosity. So you get all that in parochial school. I don't know what they do in public schools if they're singing any of these kinds of songs. But these little kids, they will have a point of reference that is not always their point of reference. So at some point in their lives, somebody's going to be talking about caroling, or they'll see caroling on some show or TV or movie, and they will remember that carolers came to their door. And that will be their point of reference. So the distance between what other people do and what is done in their neighborhood is not so great. That's what I was thinking about yesterday. Like these little kids will be able to say, some carolers came to my door and they were singing Christmas songs. And in this neighborhood, because I live in Newhallville, I dare say, Newhallville has a reputation for a lot of things. Caroling ain't one of them. But we're gonna change that. We are shifting that narrative. We're changing that narrative a great deal. That Newhallville is for caroling. That it's not going to be known as whatever it's known for. It's going to be known as where the porch is, and for caroling. That's what we're doing. And as long as I'm here, that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. So Merry Christmas. So I have to sort through the songs again. I might have to print some. We'll see what happens. Well, people have phones, so they can pull it up on their phones. Like next year, I'll work on it a little better. Maybe I'll make a little book or something. A little caroling book with all the songs in it. I know people have them somewhere. I know there's some churches that probably have some old ones that I could just hijack. We'll see what happens. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are close to Christmas. We are so close to Christmas. So I had a wonderful lunch with Fahad yesterday, and sitting with Fahad is like sitting with divinity. I'm not kidding. If you've ever spent any time talking to Fahad, you know what I'm talking about. He's just got some divinity in him that is just, I don't know, a whole other world. Anyway, we had a good conversation about a dream. He gave me a dream that only me and God knew. He gave me this dream, and I am so moved by it. I get to do some cool stuff, and I just appreciate him so much. Like I was on cloud nine. I still don't know what to do with this. Like I don't know uh I don't know what to do. So, I mean, I know what to do in terms of what I'm going to do. I just don't, I'm just trying to process the information. That's what I want to say. I want to process the information. So we'll see what happens. And tomorrow, I get into it some more with applications. We get more applications out tomorrow. I'm excited about that. And we'll see what happens. Some more of my cohorts got into more schools of their choice, and I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to be all right. I'm gonna have to be all right. I mean, I will be all right. Like, if I don't get in anywhere, well, that's just what it'll be. I think I'll get in somewhere. I think. I think I'll get in somewhere, but who knows? But it won't be because I didn't try. And let me tell you something. I can live with rejection. I won't live with regret. So that's the be all end all to things. That's where we are. So I will focus on that a little bit. And yes, I can live with rejection. I cannot live with regret. So that's what I'm taking into this new year. And next week is Christmas. Monday is Christmas. And I think what I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do, is pull my kitchen apart and start painting it. I'm sorry, I'm sipping. The radio is not good for drinking. Like when it's just you by yourself, it's just because there's a pause. And this is very hot tea, so I have to go slow. So I'm not talking in these pauses. Hot tea. So I got the love letters are in the mail. I only had two international ones, one to Canada, one bundle to Canada, and one bundle to Scotland. And I got them all in the mail except for one bundle. So I got to go back today and mail this damn thing. And I'll do that on my way to the gym or on my way back from the gym. So I've got one bundle that I got to tend to. I was like, okay, one bundle. And I know the deadline was yesterday, but hopefully there is some grace in the world. So it'll get there. I'm gonna drop that off today at the post office, and hopefully it'll be all right. It has been a joy to do The World Needs More Love Letters. It has been an absolute joy to do it. And I'm looking forward to next year, wherever we are next year. Although I think next year for Christmas, I'm gonna be on a warm beach. I'm gonna be in a warm climate. What I'm gonna try to do for next year is spend Christmas to New Year's somewhere in the Caribbean. That is my goal, to spend Christmas to New Year's in the Caribbean. You know. So uh so I'm gonna start planning that and setting aside some money for that. Because I think I've never spent any time in the Caribbean during a holiday. So I think that's what I want to do next year. Spend Christmas and it doesn't matter where I go. It could be Aruba, it could be St. Lucia, it could be Jamaica, it could be anywhere. As long as there's a beach and warm weather, I think that'd be perfect. I wouldn't mind Bermuda because it's just closer, but it doesn't matter. Uh, it could be Dominica, it could be anywhere. wherever I can find a deal. I think that's what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to set my sights on that. Set my sights on that. So that means I got to save a penny. Oh, you know what? Let me not be too hasty, because if I'm in somebody's law school, I don't know what that will look like. I have no idea what that will be like. Um, so let me just be in 2023 right now. I'm dreaming of a holiday in the Caribbean next year, but it depends on where I'm at and what I got to do, you know. And that's for sure. That is for sure. That is for sure. That is for sure. So we'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens. And we'll get to it. So I'm looking forward to being in Senegal. Now I have to, if I get a little piece of money, I'm gonna upgrade my premium seat to first class. I'm on Delta, so that means Delta One. So, and when you upgrade to first class to Delta One, that means you get access to the lounge. So, so you already know what I'm trying to do. You already know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to upgrade. So I just feel like if I'm flying to the continent, I'd like to fly to the continent. I like to fly to the continent and just be comfortable and you know. And the Delta One is the flatbed premium product. That's for the long haul, which, I don't know if I could go to sleep on a flight, but the option is there. So I kind of dig it. So Delta One is the most exclusive cabin in the sky, and it offers spacious lie flat seats, complimentary access to the Delta Sky Club, and use of Sky Priority services. So luxury, that's all it is. So, uh, so technically, Delta One is a business class fare, but you know, premium food. I think Delta One is worth it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if you could get bumped. Well, you can if you have miles. I don't have any miles. So for me, it's really access to the Sky Club. You know, I really like you know, I kind of like just getting into the lounge where you're not just sitting in the airport for hours and hours and hours. So I kind of like that, you know. But they play fast and loose with these definitions of things. Like Delta Premium Select is a seat offering that falls somewhere between economy and business. Delta One in terms of services, amenities, and price. So it includes fine dining, additional recline, leg room, beyond the Comfort Plus and all that kind of stuff. And then you get priority access for check-in, boarding, baggage, that kind of stuff. Uh, so, you know, I'm just excited. You know, I was gonna, I'm not even gonna try to waste my time asking at the door if I could get upgraded for free. You know, uh, I'm just gonna pay it if I can afford it. I mean, I got premium seats, so I have premium seats, so that's good. I already paid for it. My ticket is already paid for, but I would like to spend a little bit more to upgrade it. See what I'm saying? So, so we'll see what happens. I'd like to do that. We'll see if I get some money between now and February before the actual takeoff. I'll make it. I'll see what happens. But I feel pretty confident that I could upgrade it, and it certainly would be worth it to me. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be absolutely worth it to me. So, you know. So let me jump into the Advent reading. I know y'all have been following along. Thank y'all for the lovely, kind emails about my reading of the Advent story by Hannah Brencher. It is my pleasure to do it. And it's really for my own benefit, just to stay in Advent season. So Hannah Brencher is has been doing these Advent lessons for a good while. And this year she did them all and posted them all and like sent them all to us that signed up. And then they come to me individually in an email every day. But I have it downloaded to my desktop. But it's easier if I just read it from my mobile, So today, December 21st, the Advent lesson is out in the open promises. So these are her words, they're not my words. I'm just reading them to you. Over the next few days, I want to introduce you to two easily overlooked characters in this Christmas story, Simeon and Anna. These two, both very old, a common theme in the book of Luke, he consistently stresses the glory that God manifests through the old age of people like Simeon, Anna, Zechariah, and Elizabeth. Before Jesus' birth, many were on watch for the redemption story coming down from David's line, as was promised. However, many people thought the story would be, how should I write this? A little more glorious? They thought there might be something supernatural and wild about this coming. They thought there might be great battle scene or a heroic entrance. They imagined armies with banners or the brave king's coming would be loud and fiery. And then there was another group of people. They were known as the quiet in the land. These people also watched and expected the Messiah, but they weren't looking for the loud or the fiery. Instead, they were steadfast and prayerful. They devoted their entire lives to this coming. They were patient and faithful, believing God had a plan we could not predict. Simeon and Anna were a part of this group. They were two people who waited their whole lives for the coming of Jesus. 40 days after his birth, Mary and Joseph take Jesus to Jerusalem to dedicate him to God, as was customary in Jewish tradition. They bring an offering, 2 pigeons as their sacrifice. While they are in the temple, Simeon walks in. We don't know much about Simeon. He was righteous and devout. He followed the Old Testament law very closely and took his job in the temple seriously, as did his daily work. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, waiting for God to fulfill his promise of coming to rescue and comfort his people. The Holy Spirit had promised him that he would see this happen in his lifetime, and he banked on that promise with all he had. It says in the text that the Holy Spirit led Simeon into the temple, where he saw Jesus for the first time. He took the baby into his arms and said to God, "Lord, I can die now. I am ready because with my own eyes I have seen your salvation. It is now out in the open for everyone to see." I am amazed by the words that left Simeon's mouth at that moment. I am surprised that he was so close to God that he knew at that moment he was holding the promise. More than that, I am amazed that Simeon wanted nothing more than to see the fulfillment of that promise. Merely seeing the baby was enough for him because his hope was not for himself, but for the rest of the world. How many of us can honestly say that? These words of Simeon challenge me to ask, what matters most to me? Is it seeing others restored and rescued, or focusing inward on all my needs? Jesus didn't arrive just for you and me. He has a plan for the whole world. But we forget that because we are too busy living our lives, we are doing our thing, caring about our people, and asking God to meet our needs. Simeon declares out loud, this is good news for everyone. No one is excluded from this good news I'm holding in my arms. Today, I'm using these words of Simeon to stretch my faith and step outside myself. I am using them to remind myself that I am just a dot in a massive story. And God didn't come only for the dot, He came for everyone. For all the people I discount, for all the people I'm impatient with, for all the people I assume are too far gone, He came for everyone. It's good news for everyone. We continue to see this throughout the Gospels as Jesus grows up and lives his life, bringing hope to the lost. We see so many people who encounter him and cannot think to keep their mouths shut because what they've discovered is so good and so precious that they want everyone to have it. Is this us? Do we feel the same way? Do I act like it's good news that I cannot help but share? It's only real news if you share it. It only really matters if you open your mouth, your home, and your blessings to say to others, hey, I found something worth talking about. I cannot keep it to myself any longer. The reading is Luke 2, 25 through 32. Here's the steal this prayer. You know what I say about steal this prayer? Take what you need and leave the rest on the side of the road for somebody else. Dear God, today I take the focus off my wants and needs, and I am panning out to see the needs of others. Could you help me see? Could you help me to see the needs of this world? Show me what I need to be praying for throughout this day. I know you will do it, Lord. I know you will. Amen, Ashe. So that's the Advent reading for today. I got one more for you tomorrow before Christmas. And then y'all can go read the rest of them over the weekend if you feel so inclined. And I hope you feel so inclined because the Advent stories are wonderful, rich stories. And I am enjoying them greatly. You know, because it centers me in this season of mystery, magic, and miracles. It centers me, and I want people to be centered in this time. And yes, there are people who feel all kinds of ways at this time of the year. People who are oppressed, people who are up against it, people who feel alone, and people feel outside and not tended to and not cared for. I get it. I get it. But there are things that we can do. So if you feel so inclined, come sing with us tonight as we walk through New Hallville, spreading good cheer. Be about an hour. And you don't even have to be a singer. Just come and sing. Just lift your voice, sing out, sing the words. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, we are, what I always like to quote the Course of Miracles said, your goal isn't to seek love. It is to seek to remove the barriers to love. It is to remove the barriers to love. And really, that's what we're doing. We're just removing all the barriers so that love can just flow through. And hey, happy winter solstice. Today is the shortest day and the longest night. It's the winter solstice, So we are already turning the corner. It's the beginning of winter. So it's winter, and we are ushering in a time of quiet and reflection, even though there are wars going on as we speak, and turmoil and conflict in the world. This really is a time of hibernation and quiet and solace. It might not feel like it where you are standing. And so you have to build your own solace, you know. You have to build the solace within the noise of wherever you are. And I dare say, if you are someplace in war, and I know there's some people who listen to us in places that are challenging, to say the least. Places that are absolute up against it in war, tragedy, bombing. Because we see who listens to us. It might seem impossible to find moments of silence and quiet, to reflect, to dream of peace, to think about peace, to pray for peace. It might be almost near impossible. It might be near impossible to do that when you are fleeing and trying to figure out moves and children in tow and all the things. It's not lost on me. So I don't say any of this uh, with the belief that everybody is sitting where I'm sitting. There are people right here in this neighborhood who are struggling in the moment, how to pay something, how to get food for the holidays, how to do all the things. And even though there's abundance around us, everywhere there is abundance, there is a real disconnect to folks accessing abundance. There's a real disconnect for that. So just think about that as we all go about our ordinary, everyday, practical lives. Think about that and notice where God is in your comings and goings, and just err on the side of kindness where you can. Where you can, just be kind, you know. And that's tricky in these days because everybody is hair triggered. Everybody is hair triggered. Oh, you stepped on my shoe. You bumped into me. You blah, 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 blah. You know, and everybody's unhappiness becomes everybody else's problem. The way that we weaponize our emotions and our feelings and what we think we deserve and how we ought to be treated. So we use weaponized language toward each other and against each other. And I just want to invite people to just take a breath and to find some kindness, to see where you can notice God, um, to see where you can be softer and gentler, to see where you can be reflective, to see where you can be a balm to somebody, to be of help to somebody. Just this is the time when you can do that. And then once you do it this time, you'll always want to be doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like once you start to get reflective, you're not gonna just leave it to the winter. You're gonna want to do it in the spring of new beginnings, right? Because spring ushers in new beginnings. People fall in love, people move, people do different things, you know. Uh uh Spring ushers in blossom and blooming. So you'll want to reflect in spring. And then summer comes fun and frivolity and lightness and laughter and sun and lots of sun and more sun. And you'll want to be reflective about that. And then we march into fall, where the leaves are changing and the leaves are tumbling from the trees. And we want to move with the crispness in the air that is coming. And we want to reflect on that because now we are getting to the place where, oh, a year has come and gone. And then we get into winter and here we are, full circle, full circle. And then that gives you opportunity to think about, what was my year like? What did I absolutely love about this year? What was challenging about this year? And note that, and then think about, who do I want to be next year? What will that look like? What will I purposely work on for next year? What? And that, my friend, is how you step into a spiritual maturity that allows you to notice things that you would ordinarily pass by because you're pausing, you're reflecting, you're going easy. Not all the time, but there are moments when you have to pull up and pull back, take it easy. I know how to pause, even though people think I run these streets, and I do. And I go to a lot of stuff and I'm always out and about, and I am. I do know how to pause. I do know how to pause. I take great care in pausing. I'm very intentional about my rest when I need rest, when I take rest. I'm very intentional about that. I know how to do nothing. I learned this a very long time ago, how to do nothing, you know. Uh, I know how to rest. I know how to rest. And rest I do. So that's where we are. Such a such a wonderful way to think about this season and this holiday and how we are with each other, you know, how we are with each other. So, so good people, good spirits, good spirits. Everybody's in good spirits. Uh, uh, I've got to get somewhere and listen to some music, but I can't do it. I don't think I'll be able to get to anything till after Christmas. Next week is going to be sweet because I am off and I'll get to work on some projects. And my goal is to you know, get it done in this week's time so that I could do all the things that I want to do. You know, that's the goal. That is my goal. And take care of a few things. So around the house, as I try to carve out my space in a way that reflects how I want to live in this space and how I want to live in the world. So so yeah, so I'm gonna try to start working on my space and at some point I'll be here by myself and that'll be, the goal. That's the goal. And work on all the things. So I'll pack some stuff up and move some stuff around. And I have all these books I got to deal with. I don't even know where these books came from. I don't even know in my house where these books were. Oh, I know because in my house, we had a bookcase. So all the books were in there and underneath and on top, so we had places for books. But to see them all in one place, it's just, wow. Now I got to deal with these damn books. Now I got to put some shelves up or something. Put these books up. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to move stuff and just create places to put these books. I swear I don't want another bookcase. I really don't. Because I would just find that problematic. That's just more furniture in the space. What I want is some shelving. But these walls are like plasterish. They're not drywall. So that might be a bit of a challenge, you know. So anyway, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings. Let me tell you something. I've been following Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is so badass. So badass. Just FYI. And if you don't know, go follow Martha Stewart and see what she is up to. She is so badass. So if you have a chance, go check her out. You will be pleasantly surprised, you know. Uh and we've not gotten any snow. Uh we've not gotten any snow. But people have been posting pictures from like last year, 2 years ago, and we had snow. Well, we've had snow and it's like, ooh, I suspect when it comes, it'll come. And we'll all be like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. It's gonna come. We're gonna get some snow. I know it. You know it. We know it. I just I just don't want an avalanche of snow. But it doesn't matter to me. You know why? Because I work from home. So I'm here. I'm in this space. I'm hunkered down. That's where I'm at. So there we go. Cheerio. 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 And I'm gonna grind up. I gotta go find some containers for my coffee. Because I've got three kinds of coffee. I need to blend them up. I mean grind them up. And so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find me three coffee perfected things. I think you need airtight containers. So I know they're all over the place. That's just a home goods run, or all the little Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, and just find containers. That's what I'm gonna do. Is that an ambulance coming down my street? Are they cutting through? Yep, that's an ambulance. They cutting through. How can they not? Everything is a one-way street. So yeah. Uh-huh. That's the ambulance. So so yeah, so I've got coffee. I got the local coffee from the that they sell at Possible Futures. I've got my Jamaican coffee that I bought, oh God, eons ago. And then I bought some coffee, some light roast coffee at Whole Foods. I think it's Kenyan or Ethiopian coffee. I gotta look. But I do need to grind it up because it's time to grind up this coffee. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find some containers and grind up all this coffee and then put it in airtight containers so I'll have it. And then I will label them so I'll know what the hell I'm drinking, you know, or attach or cut the labels and stick them on the container. But it's time to grind some coffee. So that's what I'm going to do. Grind some coffee. So my next week, baby, is going to be full of projects. Like I'm going to leap to all these projects. I'm not going to lollygag. I'm not going to drag my feet. I'm going to get into this thing. I don't have anything scheduled for next week. I have no plans to be out and about. It's really going to be a time of real quiet. And the only thing I got going on that I have to show up to is my cardiologist on next Thursday. That's the only commitment, my cardiologist. Oh, I'll be at the gym. I mean, I'm going to make my gym commitments, you know. But beyond that, that's what I'm doing, you know. And then I'm back on radio the 3rd. So the 2nd is my daughter's birthday. I don't know what she's doing. These kids, they don't have to tell you a daggone thing, you know. But I wish her happy birthday. I wish her happy birthday and a happy new year. I'll do that for her. We can get that in. I'll do that. And that's about it. I don't know. I don't have any. I have very deliberate plans that and some friends might come help me paint. And if they can, great. If they can't, it's all right too. It's gonna be all right, you know. It's gonna be all right. So I haven't really talked about the what's in the local news, except Colorado kicked Trump off the off the ballot. But they fighting back, so we'll see how this all plays out. I have no idea. I don't got a dog in that fight. I think every state ought to kick him off the ballot for that foolishness. But I I I think you know he's 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 gonna prevail in some of this stuff because it's unprecedented and people feel some kind of way about setting the tone for things, you know. So So we'll see what happens. Um, I'll hold Jonathan Majors in prayer. No one is above prayer. No one. Everyone deserves prayer, no matter the crime, no matter the grievance, no matter. Everybody deserves prayer, you know. And I say that with all sincerity. You know, these white nationalists and these white folks that walk into spaces and kill up everybody, they deserve prayer too, because God knows to do those kinds of things, you need somebody intervening on your behalf, you know, to help get you to a better place and higher ground, you know. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, you know, prayers for everybody. And you don't have to believe in anything. You know, people often say there's certain people they don't want praying for them because you don't know what their prayer is going to be about. I have to think about that a little bit more. I guess there are people who will wish ill on you, I guess. You know, there are people who, you know, I've wished ill on people. Not like in my everyday practical life, but you know, when I see some heinous thing done, you know, I'll say karma will deal with you. And I hope that I'm around to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of those it's one of those things, you know. And I'm not a revenge driven person. I just feel like that's not a good use of my time or energy. And I will say this, all the times that people have done me wrong, I've watched karma be their undoing. That's all I'm saying. And I'm alive to see it. A lot of the folks who have done me harm, I've watched karma be their undoing in a lot of ways. Some of it is public, some of it isn't public. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. I've just bore witness uh to the things that have been undone for folks, you know. So it is countdown to the seasons. It is countdown. It is countdown. It's countdown. And you know, I woke up this morning thinking that maybe Christmas Day, uh, Christmas dinner might be Chinese food. I did that once when I was newly separated. When I was newly separated, and I just didn't have the wherewithal to pull out all the first year that we were separated, I pulled out all the stops and made the most fanciest holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas meals. And then the following year, I was like, okay, this is not something I want to keep up. And so it was Chinese food. And and I laid it out just as if I would lay out food that I would prepare. It was fun. It was a different take. And I know Jewish folks do it, like they do it. Chinese food during this time is a big deal, as I understand. So I might adopt that this year. You know, just ordering some Chinese food and be done with it. And and if House of Chow is open, and I'm hearing rumors that they might be closing or they're looking to sell because they're aging and the kids don't want the business, you know. The kids don't want the business. So that's what I'm hearing. I have no confirmation of this. It's just a word on the street, you know. But that's my favorite Chinese restaurant. I like the place downtown too, Taste of China. That's a nice place. It's a little fancier in there, but it's a nice space. And I haven't had lunch with Mike Moran in a minute. We are due for some Chinese food. Like, what is going on? I have to send him a message. We are due. You are due to take me to Chinese restaurant, Taste of China for lunch. I'm getting used to these little outings with people. Like, okay, don't we usually get luncheon by now? So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be back with Lieutenant Governor Susan Bisowitz. She's gonna come on and talk about uh, the legislative season and recap some of the stuff that they've done and highlight some stuff. You know, she is a damn good cheerleader. She is a damn you think I go to a lot of stuff. She goes to a lot of stuff and she seemingly seems to enjoy it. So anyway, I'm here for her. So she'll be on in a minute. Y'all come back in.
Of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the tree tops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas